Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the YouTube world, CJ Rose's back in the building. Welcome back to the channel. Alright, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna try to make this video as fast as I possibly can. Because, man, let me tell you, it is about almost 100 degrees in New York, bro. I am dying right now, bro. I am dying. And I can't have the AC on because that puts up the electricity bill. Brother can't have that. So, you know what I'm saying? Got to deal with my fan here. So, I'm going to try to get this done as fast as I possibly can. But, last night, the 24-25 NBA season came to an end. We just had Game 7 of the NBA Finals. And I'm proud to say that the Oklahoma City Thunder have put their names in the history books because they are our 2025 NBA champions. Now, before we get into anything, before we start anything, prayers up to Tyrese Halliburton, man. Prayers up. Prayers up. He might have torn his Achilles last night. I think that's what the diagnosis has said, which means he's going to be out for a good amount of time. Probably when the season starts back in October. He probably won't even suit up for Game 1. Excuse me. So, that's going to suck. So, hopefully we get a speedy recovery. We see him back on the court for next season. I actually would like to see him, especially after this crazy playoff run that he just had. But, man, 3 players in this postseason alone, all with Achilles injuries. It was Damian Lillard first, then it was Jason Tatum, and it was Tyrese Halliburton. The only thing is, with Tatum wasn't really hurt like that. Tatum wasn't really... I don't think Tatum was hurt before he got the Achilles. Dame and Tyrese both had injuries before they tore their Achilles. So, with those two, I kind of can understand it. But Tatum, his was just kind of like, damn, that's crazy. So, once the season starts, you probably will not see them suit up. So, it sucks. It definitely sucks. But speedy recovery to all of them. Hopefully, we see them all 3 on the court, at least somewhere in the 25-26 season. But with all that being said, we got to shout out the Oklahoma City Thunder. From Game 1 to Game 7 of the NBA Finals, they were the best team, period. You know what I'm saying? Had a pretty interesting playoff run, too. I say it's pretty interesting. They swept the Grizzlies in the first round. But Ja Morant actually got hurt. Damn, Ja got hurt, too. Shit. Damn. Too many injuries, man. It's crazy. But, yeah, Ja Morant got hurt in Game 3 when they were down, I think, almost 30, if not 30. Then OKC came back and won that game, giving them the ability to sweep the Grizzlies. Then we go to round 2 where they meet the Denver Nuggets, and that actually goes all the way to 7 games. But Denver really didn't do anything in Game 7. They got destroyed in Game 7. Gave the Thunder a pass to the Western Conference Finals where they met Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves. And pretty much except Game 3, the Thunder dominated. Thunder pretty much dominated the Wolves. Heading into the NBA Finals where they met the Pacers, who were on this insane run again in the playoffs. Last season, they went all the way to the conference finals, only to get swept by the Celtics because Tyrese Halliburton got hurt last year, too. Tyrese got hurt last year, too. Crazy. This year, the Pacers beat all the teams that they weren't supposed to. They beat the teams they were not supposed to. They went 5 against the Bucks in the first round. Then they went 5 against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now with the Bucks, Dame was hurt, but he played a game, but then he got hurt again. So that was that. With the Cavs, Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, and Evan Mobley all got hurt in that series. So that was kind of just not smooth sailing, but the Pacers were able to take advantage of that and get that done. And then they go to Eastern Conference Finals to take on the New York Knicks, the same team that they beat last year in 7 games. They actually were able to beat them in 6 as they go all the way to the NBA Finals. Game 1 wasn't close. The Thunder actually had them most of that game. I believe they were up double digits for most of that time, until the Pacers came back, able to close the gap, and then one jump shot from Tyrese Halliburton, game winner. The Pacers go up 1-0 in the finals. Surprised. I was shocked. I didn't know that would happen. Had the game 2. The Thunder get their revenge. I don't know if they dominated them. Actually, I do believe they did dominate. They did dominate them. Pacers went down. It was 1-1 heading to Indiana for game 3 and 4. With game 3, the Pacers handled business. They handled it like they were supposed to. And they get it done for game 3. It was 2-1. Heading to game 4, the Thunder respond. And they get it done. Game 5. Game 5 would have been the deciding factor, because this is where Tyrese Halliburton got hurt. He got hurt in game 5. He hurt his calf. The thing is, Tyrese walked into that game hurt already. He was already feeling pain. But he said, you know what, if I could play, I'm out there. And that was the mistake. To me, that was the mistake. If you know there's some type of pain, bro, don't go out there reading things on social media. That's why I don't like social media, bro. That's why I don't. You got people, I'm reading comments and everything saying, "Oh, it's the finals, man. He had to play, man. You look soft if you don't play." I'm like, bro, if you are in pain, bro, if you're in pain, and we had injuries already, why risk that? I'm not risking that, bro. I can't, bro. Like, I can't. I know people say, "Oh, well, you're not a basketball player," then you wouldn't understand. Like, maybe I am not a basketball player. I never said I was one. Never said I was an athlete. You know what I'm saying? If I was an athlete, you'd be seeing a whole bunch of different things on this channel. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing mad sports videos. You know what I'm saying? But to me, I don't know. It's like, because this is what happened with Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant hurt his calf. He was out for a good amount of times in the playoffs. Then he came back in the finals. What happened? Tore his Achilles. Same thing happened with Damian Lillard this year. Damian Lillard had blood clots in his leg. Blood clots, bro. Able to, I'm assuming, get them out. He played. What happened? Tore his Achilles. Like, come on, bro. Like, there's been too many instances where people will have stingers, then they'll get hurt, then they come back on the court, and then they re-injure themselves worse than what they were before. Bro, it's happened too many times. I don't care if it's the finals, bro. You got to think about your health. Your health is more important than the championship, bro. That's literally what it is. Because if you're not 100%, you can't go for that title. Your team will want you at 100%. Now, of course, if he's gonna say, I can play, I'm gonna be out there, the only thing you can ask is, are you sure? You don't have to go out there. You don't have to. But he did anyway. So it is what it is. Listen, again, that's where it started. Game 5, he injured his calf. He was out. He didn't play the rest of that game. I lied. He did play that. No. He injured himself. He still played that game. Yeah, he definitely did. That's probably what it is. He should have sat down. Or whatever the case is. But I don't think that would have made much of a difference. Because game 6 was what? No, I'm sorry. That was game 5. I think game 5 was Wednesday. then game 6 was Friday, and then game 7 was last night, Sunday. I think that's how it was. Even so, you got a couple days, bro. Just sit down, sit out. But Rick Carlisle didn't let it happen. And TJ McConnell was cooking. He was cooking this whole series, bro. You should have gave him a little more time. He was cooking. But game 5, OKC get it done at home. They did what they did. It is 3-2. Heading to game 6 for Indy. And the Pacers came out there and dominated. Tyrese Halliburton looked good. He had 14 points, 5 assists, even though still on a bad leg. Feel like he should not play game 5, but it is what it is. They still lost. So, I mean, is what it is. Heading to game 7, I didn't think this would go 7 games until I saw the Pacers go up 2-1. After game 3, I was like, this really could probably go 7 games. And I was correct on that. I felt like this can go 7 games. Here we are, game 7. The first half, close. I'm talking close. But of course, in that first quarter, I don't know how many minutes went by. Tyrese just gets the ball, runs, but then he falls. Falls down, starts banging the hardwood floor. And see his face, I don't know if he was in pain or if he was just mad. I don't know what it was, but I know it's a combination of everything at that moment. Man on the floor just angry, upset. I get it. You see Pops was in the stands, his followers in the stands. He's just so concerned with his boy. I'm like, damn. Like, I can only imagine how that would feel. Game 7, the biggest game of your life in the NBA Finals. You just watch your son just go down with injury. I can only imagine how he was feeling, bro. I can imagine how Tyrese was feeling. I can imagine what his father was going through. I can imagine what Tyrese's kids and his girl was going through. I don't know if he has kids. I saw kids, but I don't know if he has kids. But I know he got a girl. You know what I'm saying? So I can only imagine what they were feeling and everything like that. Man, again, praise up to Tyrese Halliburton. Hope you get a speedy recovery, man. Want to see you back on that court next season. But as I said, the first half, that first and second quarter, close. Very close. Pacers actually had a lead heading into the third quarter. But as it always is, as it was every time against the Golden State Warriors back in those Steph, Clay, Dre, and KD days, the Warriors found a way. I'm sorry, not the Warriors. The Thunder broke the game open in that third quarter. And come the fourth quarter, they were up almost 20. And from there, no looking back. Oklahoma City are your NBA champions. Man. Shai was finals MVP, which means Shai Gilgeous-Alexander becomes the first man in history to win an MVP, Western Conference Finals MVP, and the NBA champion all in one season. Becomes the first man to ever do that. Shout out to Shai. You were a dog this season, bro, and you continue being a dog, bro. Salute to you. Jay Will. Salute to Jay Will, man. Jalen Williams was looking real good this season. Looked good in this postseason. Jalen Williams reminds me a lot of Jaylen Brown. He does. He reminds me of that because it's like, Shai the bucket getter, like Tatum was the bucket getter. But then you sleep on Jaylen Brown and look what happens. My man started averaging 24, 25. Jalen Williams may do that next season. Who knows? Shout out to Chet as well. Chet Holmgren was healthy. You see what happens when you see a healthy Chet Holmgren. The league might be in trouble. And he might be in running for DPOY because what that man did in Game 7 locked down Pascal Siakam, bro. Siakam was supposed to drop 30 in Game 7, bro. He was supposed to drop 30. That man didn't even drop. No, he dropped 15. He didn't drop 20. Because a lot of a lot of that was the defensive presence of Chet Holmgren. Shout out to Chet Holmgren. He played defensive. He played his defensive heart out. Speaking of defense, I give a shout out to Alex Caruso, one of the probably the signing that took it was the signing and the missing piece that OKC probably needed to get to where they are now. Alex Caruso with that championship experience, he's been to the finals. He played in the finals. He knows what it took to win. He knew what he had to do to get it done, and he did that. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that comment he said about I got a real championship now. I don't like that comment. I know he was probably trolling with that comment, but come on, man. You can't say things like that because people going to run with it. That's what I hate about trolling and whatnot. People going to run with what you say. Don't say shit like that, bro. Do not say things like that. People going to run with it. Who else am I shouting out? Actually, that's probably the main ones I'm shouting out for the OKC team. Hartenstein had his moments. Isaiah Joe had his moments. Cason Wallace had his moments. Lou Dort had his moments. You know what I'm saying? But it was those main four. Those main four definitely got the job done. So shout out to them. Shout out to OKC. Shout out to Sam Presti. Probably the greatest GM of all time because that man got picks and picks and picks. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know if OKC... Now, if I'm OKC, bro, if I got expiring contracts, man, just make sure those get handled. You know what I'm saying? Handle any expiring contracts. Extend anybody's contract you had to. Make sure that core stays where it is. Because that is your championship core. Don't change nothing. Don't do nothing. Don't do what Denver did when they won a title. They let Bruce Brown walk. Don't let Bruce Brown walk. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who's considered their Bruce Brown. Might be Alex Caruso. Can be Alex Caruso? I don't know. But don't let your Bruce Brown walk. Make sure you keep everybody right there. You know what I'm saying? In terms of Indiana, man, Indiana back-to-back years showed me this team is the real deal. Now, I don't know how they're going to be without Tyrese for a good amount of next season. They actually might. Can I say they get worse? I don't think they get worse. Because, again, T.J. McConnell played very, very well in that finals. I think he could definitely hold it down before, when Tyrese comes back. Pascal Siakam had a pretty good playoff run. Nesmith had a pretty good playoff run. He had a horrible finals, though. I don't care. Nesmith had a horrible finals. He fouled out 3 out of 7 games in that series. How do you foul out 3 out of 7 games, bro? Nah. Nesmith had his moments before the finals, but in the finals, he couldn't stop fouling, bro. He needed to relax. Nembhard was pretty good. Obi Toppin was pretty solid. Miles Turner was iffy. He was inconsistent, but he was solid. Who else? Thomas Bryant had a moment. You know what I'm saying? Thomas Bryant had a moment. Other than that, yeah, Indiana Pacers, they good. They good. Again, if they got anybody they need to extend in their contract or anybody's expiring contract, handle that, do what you got to do. If you want to get better, I don't know where you start. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where you start. You're pretty good. You just got to run it back and just learn from where you've been. You had the formula to get there. Just use it again. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we'll see what next season looks like. So until then, it's been Rose, man. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the love and support as always. Night of Champions prediction video. Expect that probably Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. If I'm feeling good out there, I come home. Expect it Wednesday. Yeah, Night of Champions will be Saturday, 1 p.m. So early. We can get that early out the way. Can do my review, and then I could probably go to sleep. I'm probably go to sleep. The NBA draft is Wednesday, Thursday. I don't talk is this Wednesday and Thursday. I don't talk about the draft, but just want to put that out there. The off season starts in 2 weeks, so If we got another big trade or another big signing, whatever happens, bro, we'll talk about it. You already know. And yeah, that's all I got. So until next time, peace, love, 100. You heard?